Blessings and frequencies. So I am still here at the Mount Ida, and oh my gosh, like this experience has just been awesome. Like grounding, touching up on some survival skills, bonding with families, friends, tribes, whoever, whatever you call your close people. I call it my tribe. Um, so as you can see, it's a little waterfall behind me. It's a little river trail here. And when I tell you, like, it is just so magical here, like, it's amazing. And I want to speak on meditation. So meditation in yoga, let's back it up. I want to speak on yoga. So a lot of people feel like yoga is just stretching, and they don't see or notice the hard work and flow and discipline that goes into yoga. Other than stretching. Stretching is just one aspect of yoga. Yoga to me is a balance of strength, flexibility, and balance. So when we talk about yoga, yes, it's very physical. Yes, it's meditating. It's a state of meditating. And yoga is meditating, and it's physical. So I like to tell my clients to don't overthink the process. Don't put too much on yourself, or don't hold yourself to this like high standard that you may see online, or maybe a friend, maybe someone who introduced you to yoga. You have to go in there with a mindset that I'm going to be disciplined, and but most importantly, like, it's a journey, like, to be able to unite like the energies within your body, like unlock certain energies in your body. Oh, I just seen this. Thought that was cool. It distracted me, sorry. So yes, it unlocks certain energies and paths and cycles within your life for the good, of course. So I always say don't rush the journey, because if you rush the journey, then you notice that you don't see the work in between. And the work in between is actually where the growth happens, where the transformation happens, where you see those little moments, like, maybe in downward facing dog, you'll notice that your feet heels come a little bit down, so it's just a beautiful feeling when you begin to realize that your body is opening and awakening and stretching, and you're doing things that you never thought you could, and maybe you go faster, or when I say faster, maybe you hit a certain pose that you never thought you could sooner than you thought you would have. So I say that to say, just enjoy the journey, and nature within itself is a journey. It's an exploration. It's exploring. It's consciousness. It's just being aware and watching the season, watching the animals, watching the plants, and just concentration. And I say all that to say because yoga is a reflection of that. Yoga is a reflection of your life. Yoga is a reflection of the nature around you. Just like the season and the trees, you go through seasons and cycles as well. So again, going back to EM, which is energy medicine yoga, that's why nature is important. And even if you can't technically get out in nature, you are still able to pull from the energy. And even if you have a piece of that element that you're working on, fire, air, water, ether, then you're connecting. And as long as you're familiar with that feeling, familiar with that energy, as far as the elements, you are able to pull from each element and still get the effects. So that's all for now. Peace. Peace. So you guys, I want to talk about yoga and what it means to me. So yoga to me means union with God. And when we talk about union with God, that can be expressed in so many ways. And I also feel yoga could be expressed in many ways as well. And this camping trip in Arkansas, up Mount Ida, it helped me to ground. Of course, I didn't get to do like a actual physical yoga practice, but I still made union with God. And for me, that was grounding by just really being out here, grounding by sleeping in nature on the ground, feeling the earth and the energy and everything just pulling you down. Especially because we're so high, the air feels good, it's fresh. It's probably been between 50 and 60 degrees. So even with the sun not necessarily out, it's still been pretty warm or manageable. Like, I have a sweater on, but it's manageable. Like, usually I'm cold, I'm shivering, and I've been able to just be out here, be comfortable. I don't want to say recycle, but I have definitely been using the bathroom out here. Going up to, like, we just did crystal mining, so it was a lot of clear quartz that I went up there and was like digging with my friend and her kids, and that was pretty fun. That was also grounding. And a cool trick that I have actually done, I took a few of my crystals out here and I've been grounding them into the ground, into the earth, and to rejuvenate them. So now I have that memory and I have that energy stored in my crystals. So when I do go back home and practice yoga, I'll have that those elements around me, and that it'll remind me of the energy that I grounded out here. So even if you just take a stroll in the park or the beach, wherever you are, you can ground your meditate, even if it's just a few breaths. So I also like to tell my clients to take 4 deep breaths. 4 deep breaths. Even if you can't do a yoga flow, you can do a pose, and you can sit in that pose for 4 to 6 deep inhales and exhales. So actually walking up the mountain today, as I'm going up, like we're literally like hiking up about 30-45 minutes with the kids up this trail, and like what I told my friend, I'm like, dang, I didn't even feel like I was this out of shape, because you know, every few feet I'm like breathing really heavily, and it just reminded me again of yoga. Like, this is the same thing that yoga does. It's forcing you to take deeper breaths, because your body is craving that oxygen, that air that you need. So I thought that was pretty cool to be able to compare and contrast that. And again, it's union with the breath, union with everything in and around you. So yes, yoga is union with God. And don't rush the journey, you know. Embrace the journey, feel the journey, be with the journey. It's not going to always look pretty. It's not going to be just stretching. And the reason why I'm stressing over the point, or over exaggerating the point, is because I feel like yoga is very spiritual, and it doesn't matter your spiritual practices, but it does help you connect and get in tune with your body, and that's very important, especially in nature. You know, you're just more aware of your instincts. So if you guys ever heard of as above, so below, you can compare this to nature as well, because it just shows you that even your exterior is the same as your interior. And just, I guess everything is one, you know, in a nutshell. Like, I don't want to drag this alone or make this a long video. I just want to make sure my points is getting out, because I've had so many experience and things that just came to mind, and it's just like, oh my gosh, this is connected here, this is connected there, and you know, I feel good, and I just can't wait to take this back home with me, you know, especially with everything going on right now. I think this is the perfect time to get out in nature. Like, we've seen so many families just on the crystal mining. We've seen so many families hiking, camping. We've been here, what, today is Monday. Even today, people are still camping out. They still have their things set up. We're leaving and packing up today. But don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to do what's going to make you happy, to do what's going to make you healed. And even if it's not the norm, you know, cut off all television news, all the things that is, you know, steering you away from your joy, your livelihood. We got some fresh spring water. Like, I just stocked up on spring water. I've met, again, another person who's been here 20 years, and they're like, I've been getting this water for as long as I've been here. So I think that's just amazing, the culture, the people around here, and the experience. So yeah, travel, travel, travel. Peace.